Hello, this is Christine Petersen with A Toolkit for a Better Life. In this 5th series of the podcast, we will focus on how our bodies and our minds work and give you various tips and tricks, tools and techniques for understanding yourself, being happier in yourself, and living a better life. Each week, we will discuss different topics that might interest you and help you think differently to change the way you approach life and yourself. We talk about the little things that make a big difference. Hello, this is Christine Petersen on A Toolkit for a Better Life, and this is the 5th series of A Toolkit for a Better Life. And today, since this week, the 10th of October 2023 is Mental Health Day, I wanted to publish several episodes of this new 5th series talking about different aspects of mental health. So today we will talk about invisible illnesses with Isabella Puddu and Francesca Betteni. Let me introduce them to you. 2 wonderful ladies that I know and who live in Lugano. So Isabella Puddu, she is a professional certified ICF coach. She's also a professional medical and caregiver coach. This is very interesting, and we're going to talk about that in today's episode. Isabella worked in the pharmaceutical field and devoted herself to voluntary work for many, many years. Since 2017, she has been coaching individuals, and also she's been developing tailor-made workshops for school students. She collaborates as a coach in supporting healthcare workers in a Swiss hospital and is a partner and a mentor of the Medical Coaching Institute, MCI, for Italy and Switzerland in order to promote medical coaching training. Francesca Betteni, she is an executive and professional certified coach, ICF. She's certified Hogan assessment. She's Unlocks EQ, so emotional intelligence certification, with a master's degree in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. If you remember, we've already done an episode on NLP on this podcast. And Francesca has worked for more than 15 years also in the pharmaceutical industry. She is at the moment training at the Medical Coaching Institute to become a professional and certified medical coach, like Isabella, and to be able to practice professionally. So, Isabella and Francesca, welcome to this episode today. I am so happy to have you here. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. It's lovely to be here with you.
Thank you, Isabella.
Very well as well. Thank you very much. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you very much for your invitation, Christina.
It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure. So today we're going to talk about invisible illnesses. This is becoming a really, really hot topic and something very, very important for both companies, for individuals, for organizations, for leaders, for teams. And it's something that I really think that people should know more about and be more aware about. So what does invisible illness actually mean?
So first of all, the importance of the invisible illnesses is that you can't see it. It's a peculiarity. You can't see it because, in fact, you don't have any activation button, visually or auditory, in the sense that you don't see a wheelchair, you don't see maybe a bandage, a plaster, you don't see somebody crying or maybe who says something in an unusual way. So you can't feel empathy. And as you know, empathy is the capacity to emotionally understand the feelings of another person without being involved.
Yeah.
So normally is a chronic illness that has a huge impact on your life. And no matter if it's the personal or professional aspects.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, some example, just to give you an idea of lupus, rheumatologic illnesses, autoimmune diseases, neuropathies, depression as well, and fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there are many cases where the first manifestations are behavioral, because it takes years to have a real diagnosis.
Yeah, that's a real problem for people.
Yeah. People are suffering a lot and a long time for this kind of illnesses. And in fact, they are not, at the moment, they are not fully scientific recognized.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're not curable either, are they?
Yes, they are, as soon as they are diagnosed.
Okay.
Yes, but it takes time. So people are suffering for years, almost years, a long time, spending their life suffering.
Yeah, so
this.
Yes, I suppose also you know something's wrong and you don't know what's wrong. You just know you're feeling wrong.
Exactly.
And nobody can tell you what it is. That must be so painful and so frustrating.
Yes. And so, in fact, it affected the mental and emotional health before affecting your physical health.
Oof.
And it brings you to burnout or compassion fatigue.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm curious, how does a person live with these invisible illnesses?
Well, let's say that they are always judged from the outside. And these people need to justify their behaviors constantly because they live in discomfort, because they need always to have a conversation on their behaviors, on themselves. They have to talk about the strategy, their energy, their emotions. So in fact, they suffer at multiple levels, both emotionally and physically.
Oof. Yeah.
So as Isabella just said, there is no empathy to deal with this kind of illness. There is, in fact, a gap between the internal perception, so the person, of course, and the external one. So what other people as is invisible, they are not seeing related to the illness. Let's take an example related to emotions. As Isabella said before, the anger or betrayal of the body and limiting beliefs like, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. So is involved also self-esteem, sadness, vulnerability, especially men, anger, women in particular, fear of pity, fear or not to be loved, obligation of justify themselves for their behavior.
Yeah, this is all terrible. This is a terrible way to live your life, and especially that you haven't got a broken arm, you don't have anything visible, you don't have a plaster. So yeah, very, very, very difficult, I can imagine. So among all the different approaches that are available today, how can life coaching support these types of clients, these types of individuals?
Well, we have to say that after the pandemic, coaching has changed and evolved a lot. Because in fact, in a coaching session, you will probably at a certain point deal with clients that are suffering from a health problem or are in the middle of a medical crisis or are dealing with burnout and will become caregivers. So in fact, you can find clients that have invisible illnesses and you can't just keep outside the coaching space what means to stay and to live with an invisible illnesses.
Yeah, it's all part of the same person. It's all part of the same existence.
Yeah, and part of the person, because we consider, sometimes immediate, we consider a person professional, personal. Yeah. But in a person, there are more parts. There is also the fact that is the emotional part is very important as well. And in the relationship with the coach and coachee, emotions can't be kept outside the coaching space. So we deal with this aspect, and we absolutely believe that the coach needs to be trained for this kind of client.
Yeah, probably more and more, I can imagine.
Absolutely, more and more. Yes. And so this is why, in fact, in this unique moment, professional certified medical coaching can make the difference, because it was founded more than 13 years ago in Israel and is global. And the definition of medical coaching is a process which enables clients to develop emotional, mental, and physical resilience in a medical crisis and a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a school that is recognized from ICF.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's really important that all coaches are trained now to deal with those clients.
Yeah. The key word I picked up there was resilience.
Yes, it is about bouncing back,
Yes.
It is about learning to bounce back from a crisis, from what life brings you, in fact. Because you can't fall. I mean, you have to fall sometimes, but you can learn to bounce back.
Yes, I like that, bounce back. Yeah, because we often say you fall down and you get up again. So I love the way you're saying you fall down and you bounce back up. It makes us much more,
it's stronger,
more joyful.
right?
It's stronger. Yeah, I really like that.
Like
really nice.
Yeah, it's like a kid's trampoline,
Yeah, that we're like a ball. And then we can choose how bouncy we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, why is medical coaching so unique, and how does it work?
Okay, the first big difference is that coaching is goal-oriented, so in general. Instead, medical coaching is process-oriented.
Okay.
We have really the focus on process. And medical coaching, in medical coaching, we talk about vision, but not health vision, life vision, which is like a lighthouse.
Can you talk more about that?
It is a principle based principle of the medical coaching, and we are focused on our client, on the coachee person.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This means that as our coach will deal with maybe medical crisis, with illness, you won't have a coachee, a client that is always in the need of a goal. Where you can talk about a goal in the session. This is why it is a process, and he needs a vision, a powerful vision, because sometimes the coaching session will be so hard for him that he needs something more, something bigger to support him in bad days.
I understand that now. Yes.
And that's also exactly the reason why a medical coach has instrument. So we are trained to provide practical tools to cope with the people, this kind of people who are dealing with the medical issues.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of practical tools that we can talk about?
Well, for instance, there is all the embodiment tools. So we call them embodiment because they use the body. Because one of the things that happens a lot also with invisible illnesses is that there is a separation between mind and body. Because you find people who will just have thoughts about their illnesses, and you will find people who are just feeling their body, but they don't want to deal with him. That's it. So what is incredible is that we have tools that are taking care of the body to prioritize, not prioritize, but to
balance.
Yes, to find again the balance between the mind, the body, in fact, also the heart, because it's an holistic approach.
Wonderful.
Because our client is whole.
Yeah.
Always whole. Yes. Although he has an illness, but he's a whole client.
Yes, a whole person. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really interesting. And I think that'll be something that our listeners will be interested in as a method of coaching, in fact. Yeah, I think it's something new for people because, for example, I had personally never heard about medical coaching before I spoke with the two of you. So I'm really happy to learn something new. And is it something that you find in every country, in every big city? How do you find out? How do you find a medical coach?
Well, in fact, through Mr. Google, of course, through the website.
Yeah.
Yes, there are, it's global. So you can find medical coaches in a lot of different languages and in a lot of countries.
And they have to be certified by a certain association?
Yes, they need the certification with Medical Coaching Institute in Israel.
Okay.
Yes.
MCI.
MCI. And it is important also to say that we are not doctors. We are not therapists, so we have boundaries. Absolutely. We have a code of ethics. And we listened to the story of our client, because the client brings a lot of narratives. It brings the medical narrative and it brings the personal narrative. But in fact, as we are not doctor, we will listen to the personal narrative, because beyond an illness, there is also a story. There is always a story.
Yeah.
And we give power to the story of our clients.
Yeah. And recognition.
Yes.
Interesting.
And awareness.
And awareness. And maybe it's the first time that these individuals have been really listened to for a long time.
Yes. You're right, because normally a client who is suffering from an illness is dealing with, well, first of all, the illness has a huge impact in all the areas of his life.
Yeah.
But normally people around him, family, friends, the doctor will talk about the illness.
Yeah.
And we will be the only one with whom he can talk about something else.
Yeah.
Maybe about the future. Maybe about, to empower really the client. That something is possible, although he is ill.
Yeah. Yes. That is amazing. That is really, really hopeful. I really like that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
In fact, we really do believe that the client is still, no matter the medical crisis of the illness, the client is still resourceful and the whole. So as Isabella said before, in this holistic approach, we will be the only one to look at our client in this way.
Yeah.
So still like a person.
Yeah, like a real person. That's amazing.
Yes. So the client is not his illness and is not his emotions and behaviors.
Yeah, exactly. He's a whole. They are a whole person. Yeah. Wow.
Yes. We don't coach the story. We coach the client, in fact.
Yes. I can imagine you have amazing success stories.
Well, most of all, I think that it is really a space, a magic space where this type of clients can really find resources, find the new strategies and find awareness.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm wondering, do you have 3 takeaways from this? What are 3 things that we can tell our listeners to sum up this interesting conversation?
Well, I think that the first one would be to go above and beyond behaviors and appearances.
Yes.
And also that it is possible to improve the quality of your life, even if you have an invisible illnesses.
That's extremely hopeful. Yeah.
And let's say the third, you're not your illness. And you can choose to make a better life.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. And in fact, as the name of the podcast is A Toolkit for a Better Life, I think that's a really fitting ending to this conversation. So thank you very much, Isabella. Thank you very much, Francesca. This was such a delight. And I look forward to having you both on the podcast again another time. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode. You've been listening to A Toolkit for a Better Life, produced by Christine Petersen. For more information and details on how to contact us, please see the podcast description.